Can you tell us about the film Smurfs, The Legend of Smurfy Hollow? How did you approach the story?
Smurfy Hollow is about two things. It's about the mystery of those woods that are haunted. Smurfy Hollow, it's Sleepy Hollow, so there's a ghost and all that stuff. So we try to recreate that sense of mystery and excitement in a way that was very Smurfy and that was within the world of the Smurfs, so appropriate for our subjects and our matter and our audiences and stuff like that. And also to try to get to the character story that's at the heart of it. And those stories, you never really know when you start. The story kind of reveals itself as you go. And it became clear very quickly on this that this was really about family and about sibling rivalry and about how we all have either children or brothers, sisters, cousins. We all have those relationships with those siblings in the broad sense. And there's always a little bit of competition and tension, but at the end of the day, those people are the people who will be with us for life. And that once we honed in on that idea, that's really what drove the movie, and that's how it revealed itself to us that way.
The Smurfs are loved and known characters. Which of their aspects did you try to emphasize in the short film, and which part did you decide to personalize your work?
Yeah, what's great about the Smurfs is that they all have a very defined trait, personality trait. And so in this we have, our two hero Smurfs are Brainy and Gutsy, who are locked in this rivalry. And we had wonderful actors create great performances for us. We had Alan Cumming doing Gutsy and Fred Armisen doing Brainy. And even if those are translated and dubbed around the world, they kind of created the tone for those performances that are very, very broad and very entertaining, but also very, very honest and very natural. And so that sort of set the tone for how we were going to approach the characters, and the animation, follows that up and then adds that very physical, very slapsticky, very fun and cartoony dimension to it. So this is how the tone and the characters developed.
The film is a mixture of traditional and computer animation. How did you link the two techniques?
Did I link the two techniques? You said? Yeah. Yes. What works great for us in how we married 2D animation and 3D animation is we start with the Smurfs lost in the woods, and so we're in the universe of the movies, Smurfs 1 and 2. So this is CG animation, and this is the reality of the Smurfs that we know these days. And then they get lost in the woods, and they're around the campfire, and they start telling ghost stories. And as we go into the story in the story, then we go into 2D animation.
Your work at film relies with different techniques, from the traditional animation of the Iron Giant to the stop motion of Nine to the computer graphic. What are, in your opinion, the most important features of each one?
I think, yes, all those forms of animation do things really well, but they do it differently, and the focus is on different things. I think in CG animation, the big difference is that the camera becomes a character, because now you have a virtual but physical camera that is really introduced into the scene, introduces a point of view that is very active, and the lenses push against the characters. You create that tension. So there is a subtlety in introducing the camera as a very very strong point of view in CG animation that is usually more neutral in 2D animation. But what's really interesting is that now that we're coming back to 2D animation also, that experience enriches it. And when I was working with my animators, usually you just ask them to draw, because you draw everything, in 2D animation, to draw the movement and the acting, the performance. And I also told them, when you draw, think about the camera, think about the lens. Where is it? Is it a wide lens? How is it pushing and connecting and engaging the characters? So we're now adding that dimension in the drawing, in 2D animation, which we didn't do before, and that's because we went through CG animation, and that kind of created that awareness for us.
Okay. What are your models in the animation field? And there are any artists that you admire, and would you like to work with someone of them?
Sure. for Smurfy Hollow, we really try to connect our 2D animation to the golden age of animation and to amazing animators like Freddie Moore or Frank Thomas, and to really connect with that version of cartoon, which is very broad, very imaginative, but at the same time still very physical. They're not abstract, they have weight and volume, and that stays consistent. And so what was interesting is to go back to that very classic version of animation and very fun, but also, as I was saying before, because now we know CG and we're more aware of the camera, to engage that style of animation with a more modern form of filmmaking.
Okay, thank you.
Sì.